What's up, guys? I got the pencil here, and let's chat about My Hero Academia's future. And why I specifically say My Hero Academia's future and not My Hero Academia itself is because I make a lot of videos on My Hero Academia already, and I think my opinion on the series is like clearly expressed in those videos. So I want to talk about its future and what I would like to see in its future and what could possibly happen. So I've only been seeing this lightly, of course, but a lot of people are talking about the series possibly ending soon. I highly doubt that, unless Horikoshi himself wants to end it, just because of the fact that My Hero Academia is such a cash money maker. Like, it makes so much money as just the IP itself. Like, you can literally look up any character from the series and they will always pop up first because the series is just that popular. It's that well known. It's making so much money worldwide. So I doubt the series is going to stop anytime soon, really. And I kind of hope it doesn't stop. I think we're in the middle of a pretty decent arc, but just to quickly address the My Hero Academia ending, I personally don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it would be a smart business move for it to happen. I don't think the story's in a good place for it to stop, unless Horikoshi really wanted to go for a super dark ending, which would be intriguing, but probably wouldn't match the tone of the rest of the series and would contradict what we were told at the beginning. So it's really a whole toss-up. I don't think the series is going to end. Doubt it's going to be canceled, like some series get canceled. Like, there's no way. Season 4 of My Hero Academia was super successful. The manga is still doing really well, selling really well all around. Don't think it's going to be canceled. But what I do think is going to happen, let's talk about the current arc going on. So we have the big villains versus heroes arc going on right now. And what I would like to see is, actually no, let me just talk about the arc itself. I think the arc is doing really, really well for itself right now. Because what it's doing, and up until recently, now we're focused back on Midoriya, it's branching out to other characters, and one of my favorite things about My Hero Academia is the other characters. I don't necessarily like the main cast a whole lot, and when I say main cast, I mean like main character like Midoriya. I think Bakugo is pretty good. I don't like the main girl Araka. I don't like a lot of the main characters, but characters like Aizawa, your characters like Hawks, your characters like a lot of the League of Villains, really. I like a lot of them. I like that we were focusing on them for a while, because I feel like they're given this, like, they don't have to be put on this moral high ground, so they're always more interesting to watch. So, like, spoilers for the current arc, by the way, I guess I have to say that, spoilers for the current arc, Twice is dead, and wasn't ready for it, didn't have a drastic reaction to it. I'll tell you in a heartbeat if I have a drastic reaction to something, because I remember spoilers for Seven Deadly Sins too, if you somehow stumbled across this video. When Escanor died, I almost cried, but I didn't really feel much reaction to Twice doing it. But what it felt was, I felt it was a good thing for Hawks' character to explain, not even explain directly, but indirectly explain a good facet of what he was. So I'm glad that that happened. Weird to say that, I'm glad. But I'm intrigued that that happened. I like where we're going in the fact that the heroes have invaded, yada yada yada. We're getting into more quirk nonsense, and I'm probably going to make an entire video on why quirks as a power system is horrible and it fails, and I honestly don't think that it should have been explained in the way that it was. But now that Shigaraki has one for all, or all for one, the official all for one, since quirks can now just be copied and given away like they're an SD card or game information. I guess Shigaraki foreshadowed that all the way back when he was obsessed with games, but now that he has that, I'm intrigued, but I'm also wondering, like, well, where is the story gonna go? Because right now, at least at the time I'm recording this, I'm not sure if the new chapter's out yet. I don't think it is, but at least at the time I'm recording this, the latest chapter just ended. Aizawa shut down Shigaraki, and Shigaraki's kind of just done. Like, right now, he is sitting there, and I personally believe Aizawa with a gun could just end this entire situation right now. Even Aizawa right now, to snap Shigaraki's neck and just get it over with. Y'all people keep trying to contain these super dangerous villains. Y'all try to contain All for One. You're trying to contain Shigaraki. Y'all need to stop. Pull a Hawks on this one, Aizawa. Execute this man right now, because he's going to be a threat to the entire world. But I know it's not going to happen, because just like back when they were just like, Shigaraki's dead, his heart isn't beating. I'm just like, who do you think I am? Come on now, Horikoshi. I know that boy's alive. Like, come on now. I'm kind of on the mix of hoping, just quietly hoping, that we get a time skip. Now, you may be wondering, wait, why do I want a time skip now? Like, what do I think this will do? One of my biggest problems with My Hero Academia, this is definitely going to be elaborated on in whatever video I make about why I think My Hero Academia has issues or how it could be fixed, is the academia part of My Hero Academia. I feel like the pattern of school event, villain event, school event, villain event, school event, villain event, school event, villain event, it's all right. It's like, it's okay, but I feel like the school events waste. It's weird to say waste time because My Hero Academia is the big part of it, but the academia stuff not only isn't as interesting as the villain stuff because it takes us out, it puts us in this safe space where we know a lot of stakes are lowered and a lot of things won't necessarily happen, which is why I think the Gentle arc is pretty decent until the end of it. I like when the two sides mix and mesh together, but I feel like we need a time skip to get the students out of UA. We need the hero part to take over, and I feel like we're leading into a really good part for that. Because the reason I say the academia stuff needs to end, we just need to get it done with and get it over with and time skip out of it, is because it's stalling. It's taking too much time. Horikoshi has this really interesting dilemma where he rushes through everything, like character development wise, rushes through a whole ton of stuff that you would think he needs to dedicate time to, but then grinds the story to a halt whenever something happens at the school, or whenever school events happen, or whenever personal training or the final exam arc. All these time which could have been spent developing characters in different, more unique ways, except for the final exam arc. I feel like that develops some characters really, really well. We need to stop that. We need to remove the academia and just get to the My Hero so we can see these characters develop in that way, because honestly that's where most of the pivotal developments happen. Like, the only other times I can think like a real school event developed something in a way was Momo and Todoroki, and I guess technically Mineta. And those were the only ways that will affect them in their future profession. I gotta stop talking about that. Basically, in short, I think time skip is necessary, and I'm gonna talk about why. Because we are in a very interesting point that's reminding me a lot of, we're getting into, it's gonna be weird to say this, we're getting into like a war arc scenario. Like, if you know Naruto, we have the war arc where something happened, no. Why did I say war arc? We're getting into the end of the Sasuke retrieval arc where we're leading into part 2. Something crucial is about to happen that's about to split the heroes up, about to destroy everything, and that's Shigaraki. Shigaraki with All for One is super dangerous, super overpowered right now, and we know Midoriya still doesn't have full access to One for All. So it seems like we're gonna need a time skip here where the heroes escape and are forced to regroup. And the reason I think this is so plausible is I feel like we're gonna get put back into a scenario that was hinted at and was talked about earlier in My Hero Academia, but the era of chaos where All for One reigned. And why I really want to see that era, which we never even get to see. I don't even think we get to see it in Vigilante. And I'll admit, I'm not caught up in My Hero Academia Vigilante. I know it's really, really good, but I just stopped reading it for a while because I thought it stopped coming out. But apparently chapters have just kept coming out, so I need to go catch up on that. But I want to see a new era of villainy, because the League of Villains was always, it had interesting characters, but I never necessarily got their drive. I never necessarily got their purpose. But the thing that I understood about Shigaraki is that he wanted to destroy the society that they currently lived in. And I feel like Shigaraki can do that right now, and we can get back to what All for One had, where the most powerful reigns supreme, and we could have like a climbing up story, like a true underdog story for the heroes. Like, if a time skip happens, Horikoshi can literally flip everything on its head. Like, he can actually take the series and flip it over, so it becomes My Villain Academia now. So we can actually get a new, interesting way to take the story right now, because we're sort of locked in this weird, awkward position where one of two things could happen. Shigaraki kills everyone, or time skip. And you know what I mean? Because with Shigaraki there, we know Aizawa isn't going to kill him, because that's not Aizawa's mojo, and I just don't think Horikoshi would do it like that unless he really wants to end the series right here, right now. If Aizawa's got that piece on him, he just Shigaraki right in the head, like, you won't catch me complaining. I'll say that's perfect, and that's what should have happened to All for One all them chapters ago. But since I doubt that's gonna happen, either everyone gonna die, a major character is gonna die, or we get a time skip where everyone escapes and is forced to regroup later. But Shigaraki is so powerful at this point that Midoriya can't stop him. And here's the thing. I've said that a lot. I'll admit. And who knows? Horikoshi may just do it again, where he gives Midoriya some drastic power up. He discovers some new quirk that's in One for All. He uses flow, and bam, bada bing, bada boom, deletes Shigaraki, and everyone's happy all over again. Which I really hope doesn't happen. That's a third possibility that I don't really want to happen at all, because one of my main issues with Midoriya is that I feel like he is the plot's big red button, where if you have an in quotation marks, unsolvable situation, just hit the Midoriya button and everything's okay. But I don't want that to happen. Since Shigaraki has so much power right now, I want the world to be flipped back into that era of chaos with a broken down society that Shigaraki can establish, because he is the new All for One. He has the pure capability to, and really the only thing standing between standing between Shigaraki and his new world of chaos is Aizawa. Because as we saw, Midoriya and Bakugo are nothing to Shigaraki at all. Like, he was literally reaching out, about to absorb One for All back, to get that back, and destroy Bakugo. Because he can disintegrate things without touching them now, because Quirk Quirk system's a mess. At least it's a mess to me. I'll make a whole video on that. That's going in the list of videos I need to make, and it's probably gonna happen quick. But the reason I think that time skip, if the series is to continue in a logical, interesting point, in an interesting way, and Shigaraki A, doesn't kill everyone, or B, Midoriya just pulls some nonsense out of his butt and saves the day, I feel like the only way we can properly continue the narrative in an interesting way is to have a time skip, definitely a time skip. No, not, maybe, see, I'm thinking on it as I'm talking about it, and maybe not a time skip, though I feel like that'd be perfect. I feel like it'd be a nice way to show us a new society which allows Horikoshi to not have to drag his feet for a while through multiple chapters and just get us to the point. Because I'm so confused. Like, there are multiple videos I need to make on My Hero Academia, and it's time issues, because sometimes Horikoshi likes to drag his feet, and sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he just hops straight from revelation to revelation. And I'm kind of hoping we get a time skip, because that seems like more of Horikoshi's style, to just throw us into a new environment, throw us into a new world. And one of my favorite things about My Hero Academia is the world. So I want to see what would happen in probably not 2 years. Like, I want the kids, like, as adults. I don't want 15-year-old Midoriya anymore. I want us to flash 3 or 4 years in the future, and we have an adult Midoriya who's probably, like, maybe not mastered the full power of One for All, but he's gotten better with it. And we just see that society is in shambles, that Shigaraki has taken over, villainy has taken over, and, like, there are new leaders of this twisted world, and everything's gone to chaos, and the villains are running free, and all around it's just havoc, because I don't think that there's anyone there that's going to logically stop Shigaraki. And by logically, I mean not pulling something crazy or out of character. Like, Aizawa could easily stop Shigaraki, execute him, like I said earlier. Or Midoriya could pull some nonsense out of his butt and save the day, like I said earlier. But I don't think those two possibilities are likely to happen, so I'm thinking what we're going to do is we may get a time skip. We may get something where the heroes are pushed on the back foot. Like, I want change. In short, in all my rambling, let me just say this. I want change. I want something different happen. I want to cut out the academia of My Hero, and I want to see characters forced to evolve in a new world. Because the current society of My Hero Academia has grown stagnant. It's very, very good. I'll admit that. It's very well fleshed out. It's very, very strong. Despite there being a lot of missing questions in the society, it is still a really well-built world. But it's grown stale. We are 259 chapters in, and we are still with the same villain that we've had since over 200 chapters ago. Now he's just stronger. So I want that to mean something this time. I don't want a waste of time where it just seems like everything goes back to the status quo. I want a massive shift to change, because it seems like the perfect time to do it. I don't know where Horikoshi could go from this unless he pulls something like Kishimoto, where he just pulls a Kaguya out of nowhere. Like, because we hit the point where we have a built-up villain, which is Shigaraki. The built-up villain has gotten to his peak of power without taking one for all, of course, and we have it, so this does seem like final boss territory. However, I don't think that the first years are going to... I don't think this is where the story ends. I don't think this is where Midoriya becomes the #1 hero. It seems way too soon, seems way too abrupt, and seems way too wild right out of nowhere. And I think the best way to address this is to give us a completely shifted world. Let Midoriya escape. Let everyone escape. If you really don't want to kill any major characters, let just Shigaraki mess up or something like that. He's new to the power. You can write it off in some way like that. But let characters escape, and I want to come back. I want to see them develop. I really do. I want to see people change by the new world that they're living in. And I want something like that because it'll allow interesting character development, it'll allow new insights on characters we've already had, and it's going to bring a change that I think this series really needs, because admittedly the series has been going through a lot of changes. The quirk system has been overhauled again and again and again, and characters are changing in quotation marks, but it's only because of their powers, and certain characters are dying, some characters are growing as characters, but we're just in such a spot where I think that something needs to break. Some line needs to snap. And I feel like we're at the perfect point to do that, because if it happens now, if it happens right here, right now, and we get something like a time skip or something where society collapses and Shigaraki's on top, then I feel like something super interesting could happen. I feel like Horikoshi could go wild from there, because then it becomes a story of survival. Like it would be illogical, but shocking. It would be a logical subversion of expectations. Horikoshi subverts the reader's expectations a lot, but it's rarely ever good. I'll say that. One good subversion of expectations, Endeavor, and that's about all I can name for the entire series. I can't think of another good subversion of expectations when it comes to My Hero Academia. But if he does this, if he flips society on its head because Shigaraki's gotten so powerful and we now switch to a true underdog story where Midoriya is forced to climb back up the ranks, trying to fix the world that he lives in by force because Shigaraki has ruined it, then I feel like that's something good. I feel like that's something we can work with. That's something we can dig our teeth into. Something Horikoshi can dig his teeth into. Where we're going right now, or where we could go, I don't think we could really get something satisfying out of this. I think we're in a really pivotal spot right now that'll determine My Hero Academia's future, and that's what I'm here to talk about. My Hero Academia's future. That's what we're chatting about. And why in the comment section, I want you guys to propose your own ideas. Like, am I crazy for asking for a time skip? I've talked to some friends about it, and they said I am crazy for proposing a time skip, because they're just like, what? No way. We're still in the first year. A whole ton of stuff needs to happen. But I feel like this is the perfect time to do it. Because I feel like we would remove the stagnant nature that the series is in. We would break the pattern of school stuff, villain stuff, school stuff, villain stuff. We would be left in an interesting environment, and it would lead to something completely different, but that can be logically explained without any rules being broken. That would blow our minds. So I want it. Horikoshi, get on that. But that's really what I have to say. Like, if I had to summarize, please, what I want is a time skip. What I don't want is Shigaraki being beaten so quickly from some stupid reason, and what I don't want is characters to go out of character or something stupid to happen. That's really it. So that's what I think with My Hero Academia's future. I feel like I always have to preface this at the end of my videos whenever I talk about My Hero Academia in a negative light, or in any controversial light. I still do like this series a lot, but I think it could be a lot better, and I feel like this is a place where the series could pivot and it could become one of those great ones. Because right now, I'd say it's like a high mid. Like, I wouldn't put the series on the same level that I put Seven Deadly Sins. I wouldn't put it on the same level I put Hunter x Hunter. I wouldn't put it on the same level that I even put like Dragon Ball, Naruto. Nothing My Hero Academia has presented has put it up there with any of the either good old classics or anything new right now. Like, I think Dr. Stone is better than My Hero Academia by leaps and bounds. And Dr. Stone's a comedy manga. I think Dr. Stone is better action than My Hero Academia. That's bold to say. For all two people who watch my channel and also read Dr. Stone like I do, y'all know I ain't lying. So I feel like My Hero Academia needs something to elevate it, rather than just its world. And that's really all I have to say for its future. Really hoping for a time skip. But please tell me in the comment section below, what do you think about this? Do you think that a time skip could work, or do you have another solution? Like, do you think another way that the story could be taken in an interesting manner? I want to know, because I'm really looking for one. Because we're on that cusp, we're on that strong cusp right here, right now, where everything could go great. We could go into a massive spike for the series, or we could go into a massive down for the series. But regardless, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Every single like really helps the channel. Y'all know I ask for it every single time, but it helps the channel because it helps more people find it. And the more people who find it, the more discussion we can get, the more interesting discussions we can have in the comments. It's just great. But thank you so much for watching one last time, and this is that guy with the pencil writing off.